Hey, what's going on, guys? I would like to welcome you to my YouTube channel, and on this channel I will be bringing you a bunch of sports videos. Now, these sports videos will range from anything from predictions to news, information, things of that nature. And to start off this channel, I thought that it would be nice to just tell you a little bit about myself. I am a sports fan from the Midwest. I live in Central Illinois. My favorite sports teams are the St. Louis Cardinals for baseball, the Denver Nuggets for basketball, the Philadelphia Flyers for hockey, the Dallas Cowboys for football, and the Illinois Fighting Illini are my favorite college, whether it be college football, college basketball, and maybe even a little college baseball, although I really don't watch college baseball unless it's on ESPN or something and there's really nothing else on. So that's pretty much what you need to know about me, since this channel is going to be used for sports commentaries. I will be bringing you updates, predictions, all that good stuff, like I said, and this video will be based on my predictions for the NFL 2012 to 2013 regular season week 1 predictions. In this video, I will probably make 2 to 3 parts for this video because I would like to take an in-depth view on my predictions and why I am choosing the winners for each game. I'm going to tell you what I like and dislike about every team, and from there I will be doing this as a weekly project, and I'm hoping to get many subscribers. So if you are watching this and you like what you hear and you like what you've been able to see so far, just feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and it would really help me out, benefit, and it would inspire me to make more videos here for you. So without further ado, let's get into the video and let's make my picks for the week 1 in the NFL. So to start off the week, we will be having a game played tomorrow. The game is opening the season, and it is between the Dallas Cowboys, who are indeed my favorite NFL team, who will be going up against the Super Bowl champion New York Giants in New York. Alright, so now it's time to get in depth and tell you what I think about each team and then make my final prediction. I really like how both teams look coming into the year. The Dallas Cowboys needed to upgrade their secondary, which they did via the draft and the free agency. They drafted Morris Claiborne, a corner out of LSU, and they went and signed a corner. Now, I can't remember off the top of my head who it was, and I wish I was more prepared, but I didn't look it up before the video, but I think it may have been Brandon Carr. If I'm not mistaken, if I am, then I apologize, but it may have been Brandon Carr. But the Cowboys' weakness last year was their secondary, and I think they really upgraded it. They still have Mike Jenkins. They do not have Terrence Newman anymore, but he was getting into the later years of his career, so I don't think that's that big of a deal. And the Giants, really, their setback last year was injuries. So that's why they had a delayed regular season. That's why they only finished 9-7. But towards the end of the year, whenever they got healthy, you started to see what they could do, and they ended up winning the Super Bowl. I'm kind of confused about the Cowboys' running game. It was pretty bipolar last year. DeMarco Murray came in as a third-round draft pick and played pretty well at the end of the season because Felix Jones was always hurt and inconsistent. As far as the Cowboys' passing game goes, I really like it. However, Jason Witten is injured and probably will not play in this game. It's rumored that he is doubtful for the game. Hopefully he can play, but if not, then that makes sense. And then we got Miles Austin and Dez Bryant, who are both struggling with hamstring injuries, so the Cowboys have a lot of injuries to go through. The offensive line is mediocre. I think our offensive line is awful, in all honesty, so that's something to look at. Jay Ratliff is not going to be playing in this game, so that takes a nice pass rusher off our defensive line. So that's a big hit towards our team. And also, our linebackers are pretty good. I really like Sean Lee and DeMarcus Ware especially as our pass rusher. He's one of the best in the game. Sean Lee, very good tackler, very young player. I can't wait to see what he can transform into. He had a really good breakout year last year, and I think he's only going to get better. And then I already addressed our secondary. The New York Giants, Eli Manning has a knack for winning big games, and he has a knack for turning wide receivers who are nobodies into somebodies. Victor Cruz is a very good example of that. They have Victor Cruz. They have Hakeem Nicks coming back. They did lose Brandon Jacobs to the free agency, signed with the San Francisco 49ers, but he wasn't that big of a part for the running game. Sure, he could muscle out some good runs and everything, but Ahmad Bradshaw is really the better running back of the two, and I think moving forward with him would be the most ideal situation. I really don't know who their tight end is. It's kind of hard to talk about that. They have a pretty good offensive line, and their defense is definitely good. They have Jason Pierre-Paul on the corner, attacking the quarterback, as well as Osi Umenyiora and Justin Tuck. Their linebackers, I don't know much about their linebackers, so it's kind of hard for me to judge. And their secondary is a little inconsistent and very injury prone, so it's hard to really judge how that's going to turn out. So in the end, I think that the Giants are a little more prepared and a little more ready for this game. They're going to be playing at home. They're going to have the fans behind them with the Super Bowl win right off the edge, or right off the end of last season, so they're going to be pretty pumped for this game. In my overall view, I think that the New York Giants are going to beat the Dallas Cowboys by the score of 23-17. The next game we have scheduled for this week is the Indianapolis Colts at the Chicago Bears. Last year, the Indianapolis Colts finished with a record of 2-14, and the Chicago Bears finished with a record of 8-8. Andrew Luck will be making his NFL debut this week, and I think that he is the franchise quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. I think he will have a very good career, but I do not think he is going to start off incredibly hot right away, and especially whenever it comes down to playing these Chicago Bears defense with Charles Tillman, Brian Urlacher, Lance Briggs, and Julius Peppers. The Bears have a really good defense, and even though I like Andrew Luck and I like the way the Indianapolis Colts are heading, I like the direction in which the Indianapolis Colts are heading, I really like the Bears a lot more. I think Jay Cutler's established himself as a really good quarterback. He can be really good, but he needs his offensive line to cooperate with themselves. They brought in Brandon Marshall, who's going to be an excellent addition to the passing game. And they also have Matt Forte to catch and run out of the backfield. They brought him back, 4-year contract extension, and I know that is definitely going to help out the team. They have one of the best kickers in the game, and they have a ferocious defense who is underrated every single year. So I think the Bears are going to have their way with the Indianapolis Colts this week. I predict the Bears to win by the final score of 34-16. The next game we have scheduled for this week are the Philadelphia Eagles at the Cleveland Browns. And I would just like to say right now that I am not a fan of the Cleveland Browns and what they're doing. I think that they did not give enough time and effort into Colt McCoy being their quarterback. I really thought Colt McCoy was underrated. I really think he is underrated, and I think that giving better wide receivers and better playmakers, I think that he really could have proved himself as a decent starting quarterback in the NFL. Definitely a starting quarterback in the NFL, but apparently the Cleveland Browns didn't want to give him the opportunity, and that's their decision, not mine. I really do not like Brandon Weeden coming in. He's a 29-year-old quarterback. He's older than Aaron Rodgers, and he's going to be a rookie in the league this year. He was a good college quarterback, but I really don't see him translating to the NFL as much as some of these other quarterbacks I see. I like Colt McCoy. Like I said, I was a big fan of him at the University of Texas. I thought he was a very good college quarterback. He was the most winningest college quarterback before Kellen Moore. and now the Cleveland Browns have Brandon Weeden. I don't think Colt McCoy was the problem. I think bipolar wide receivers were the problem. They couldn't catch the ball, and whenever they could, it was like 5-yard passes and things of that nature. Whenever Colt McCoy would give them a Hail Mary or any kind of playmaking spectacular play, the wide receiver would drop the ball. So Brandon Weeden's in, Colt McCoy's out. I really don't like that decision. They brought in Trent Richardson, which is a very good pickup. He was a Heisman Trophy finalist at the University of Alabama. He's a really good running back, and I really expect a lot of things from him. And he's replacing Peyton Hillis. Peyton Hillis left and signed with the Kansas City Chiefs in the free agency. So it's going to take a lot to replace Peyton Hillis, but I think Trent Richardson's up for the challenge. I think the Browns are going to be challenged a lot this year, and I don't expect them to wow anybody just yet this year. As far as the Eagles are concerned, the Eagles have a very strong team coming in. They had a strong team last year. They didn't have a lot of good team chemistry, as well as a defensive coordinator who was realistically an offensive coordinator. But now I think they pretty much got it together. They have a lot of talent. They have Michael Vick as a quarterback. He's always a threat. They have very talented receivers, a top 5 running back in the game in LeSean McCoy. They have a very good defense. They did trade Asante Samuel to the Falcons, but they still have Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie and Nnamdi Asomugha, as well as Nate Allen as a safety. So I think the Eagles are going to be a good team. I definitely predict them to win in Cleveland on the road, and my final prediction for this game is that the Eagles will beat the Browns 30 to the Browns 17. Alright guys, that pretty much does it for me. This is part 1 of my week 1 predictions. If you liked the video, please comment, rate, and subscribe. And I will be coming back and doing part 2 and quite possibly part 3 of this video. So please stay tuned.